welcome over to ChessWhiz TV episode 471. Yes, that's a lot of episodes in case you're wondering. Wow, I'm getting pretty old. We're going to play a chess variant today that is new, sent to me by a viewer, and I immediately thought it was a good idea because it's just a snap judgment. You know how it is? System one in the brain. Let's do this. This is called Ninja Chess. I named it myself because the idea that he had for a name was not the best portion of his suggestion. So we're going to put a link in the chat here. Anyone watching live can join us. The rules work like this. Ninja Chess has all the pieces sneaking around. Now, most pieces cannot sneak. Like bishops, they're super loud, so they have to move one square. In fact, every piece has to move just one square at a time because it's a ninja. Unless it's checking the opponent, because there's a super cool rule that says if you check the opponent, you're very ninja-like. Don't you know that rule? And knights, because they are jumpy. Whoa, I'm cheating right at the start. Knights also can move without checking the opponent just because they're cool like that. So here's the complete rules. You can only move one square at a time unless you check the opponent or you move a knight. So I think what I'm going to do is try to use pawns, a lot of pawns, because I see chess variants that have very slow movement as being spatially oriented. Like you want to control a lot of space on the board. If the pieces can move really fast, space is less important because you can zip from one side to the other. But if the pieces are very slow, you want to get that blob forward and kind of force the opponent back. So I'm bringing out a lot of pawns here just to see how that goes. And then we're going to bring out some pieces very slowly. I have to admit this is going to be a pretty slow chess variant. So kick back and enjoy the show. Bishop coming out slowly. No risk here. Pawn defending the pawn. Nothing's going to happen. You know, the queen by far is the best chess piece. Everybody agrees that, even the king. However, in this chess variant, with the queen moving only one square, the knights are actually so powerful that I think they might exceed even the power of the queen. I think that the knight being worth 3 pawns still, probably, is beating the queen, which is moving like a king. I actually think they're quite similar because I read once with my ears. I was reading some sound waves, and I read that the king has a power of about 3 pawns when it's fighting in an endgame. You know, when you trade down, you have just pawns and maybe a knight or a bishop against the enemy king. You want to know, can my knight fight against his bishop or against his knight? Sorry, can my king do that? And so someone actually made up a concept that the king was also worth 3. Does that make sense? Everything's worth 3. The king is worth 3, the bishop is worth 3, and the knight is worth 3. Well, now we've nerfed the queen down to be like a king because it can move exactly like a king like this. So maybe it's also worth 3. Now, it does have the ability to move super fast if it's checking the opponent, as you can see, unless you check the opponent. So there is that one twist. So maybe the queen is still better. In fact, I'm going to try to take advantage of that right here. I'm going to try some checks. Just see how that goes. Would that be smart? Maybe. Oh, it'd be boring. That for sure would be so boring. You're gonna have to forgive me if I don't say anything super clever today. I'm not feeling clever, and feeling is one of the most important ways you can tell who you are. So I might just let's take some extra space here. I might just say nothing clever at all for the entire show. That might happen. There's no guarantees of cleverness in this show. Now he is threatening to kind of fork me in the face here, but this move looks okay. Normally you'd be like, oh, now I'm going to get forked, but in this case, he has to arrive there after 5 moves. I'm not too worried about those 5 moves. So we're going to bring this knight out now and force a trade. His queen isn't able to do anything useful here because once again it has to move 5 times. So we're just fine here. No worries at all. I'm thinking about this check because I would be exercising a speedy bishop. Oh, this game's so boring. Can you castle in this chess variant? I don't even know, so I'm not going to, just in case you can't. I hate cheating. That's why I named myself ChessWhiz, because cheating is so bad. So I'm definitely not going to risk cheating. I'm going to take it slow here. Well, this is a very boring chess variant. Wow. Actually, we're going to assemble an attack against this king right here. Okay? Anything that's checking can be super fast. So I can check him here. I can check him here. Oh, that looks pretty good. This looks like a pretty good square right here. Definitely has a weakness going on right there. What else can I do? Getting some ideas. I think I'll move my king again. because then he can't take my queen. Otherwise, he could because it's check. And I'm thinking about this actually because this could be pretty brutal for him. Oh, I should have done this first. Now f8's kind of safe for him. I should have checked him first for sure because he'd have to either block his bishop or go back to e8. This is a little bit safer for him, but still, it's not that safe. Let's see what we can do to him. Let's see. So it's going to take a lot of steps to checkmate him that way for sure. What else can we do? We can take this pawn. That'd be super stupid. Oh, yeah, put me to sleep. How stupid that is. Well, I guess I'll bring my other rooks out. I mean, if you don't know what to do in a chess game, you're like, well, what should I do? I don't know what to do. Find a piece that's not really participating. This is the same thing you should do if you're in charge of a bunch of people and you need to tell them what to do. Find the one that's doing the least and get it doing more. And so since this rook had never moved, it's like, that's clearly what I should do, is get this rook kind of in the game. But I do have more space here. I definitely have a better position. There we go. Check. He just opened himself up like crazy. Now he's going to die. So that's good for me. It's definitely not a safe position to be moving this pawn. In fact, in chess generally, you don't want to move the f pawn, especially in the opening, because of this short diagonal. Very weak. Because he happened to be sitting there, he was bumping into this weak diagonal as well. You really got to watch out for those things. Give him a little time here, maybe. So how can we destroy this guy? I mean, taking this pawn, is that really the best we can do? I guess. I guess it's boring. I can then take this pawn, so we are wreaking some havoc. It's coming over a little more. I don't know. Promote a pawn? This is dumb. I should be winning, not moving pawns one square. But whatever. Oh, ho, 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 got him. Oh, it's check, so my rook, my rook is a total ninja here. It can just take that queen. Okay, so now I'm definitely winning. There's no way for me to lose this game unless I make a horrible blunder. If I get this pawn up to this square, I'm threatening the, he's coming over. I'm threatening to promote. This is going to be so fun. Oh, you're going to have to forgive those perpetual yawns because I'm going to trap the rook in here. Watch this. Oh no, slow motion death. Oh, I hope you think this is funny because I do. It's kind of funny to just trap something in there like that. Usually you don't have the pleasure of trapping the other guy's rook like that. But in ninja chess, everything happens super slowly. And so you can. Oh, look, a free bishop because that's check as well. Fantastic. I don't know why he's still playing, but I think this is pretty much checkmate right here. How are you still alive? I can do that because it's check. There's just two queens coming in here. I can do that because it's checkmate. GG. Wow, that was brutal. So actually, even though it's slow start because there's not a lot of checks available, the end game can be just very similar to, what are you doing? Very similar to normal chess as we see because you can play a checky move and then your pieces are fast again. That's very interesting. Let's play once again Try Hard Chess. If you're watching this chess variant live on twitch.tv/ChessWhiz and you want to join after this game, I'm going to put a link in the chat for you to play against me. So that's your big chance. You do have to be a fast clicker because there's hordes and hordes of people. By that I mean one. Who wants to play me right now? So you're going to have to outclick that one person. Oh, can't do that. Let's try the fianchetto. I don't know if this is smart or not, but we'll try it. Pretty sure it's not smart. I should be just taking the center. I should be just moving my pawns up like this. That looks a lot better than all this dinky stuff with the diagonal. Let's do it, because this is not going to be a checking move. I'm never going to be... Oh, I do see a diagonal here. It's never going to be a checky move to capture that bishop. So it's going to be a one square all the way. Imagine what kind of effort it's going to take to make this bishop do something. Like one square, one square, one square, one square. He's going to keep it. He's going to see it coming. This is interesting. It's a lot less interesting than you think, though, because he can't take the knight. So you see stuff, you're like, oh, and then it can't happen. So this is like remove 90% of the interesting things chess. So not that interesting. I'm definitely short today, aren't I? My height is exceedingly low. That's okay. Studies show that short people make less money. And so studies are showing I'm making less money right now. Oh, followers. Oh, I love those followers. Yeah, actually the average height of the average CEO of a Fortune 500 company, who is, by the way, on average a male because of other reasons. is super tall. I think it's like over 6 feet. And the average male, by the way, in the United States is 5 foot 9 inches. Does he chop my knight? That'd be so crazy. But nah, I can just run away. I can't actually defend the knight this way because the queen can't move far enough. But I can just move. I mean, I'd rather have the knight here anyway, right? Of course, right. I said it was right, so it is. The average CEO in America way taller than the average man in America. Why is that? Do tall people make better CEOs? No, I think instead tall people look like they make better CEOs. And really, the way to be CEO is to look like you ought to be because someone's going to make you the CEO. Shocking fact that on average, not only just CEOs in America, but all around the world, taller people make more money than short people. And this is not like only in the tall people industries. This is all industries. So even the chess streaming industries, if you can believe it. I'm going to castle. I'm tired of like not cheating. I'm upgrading myself to cheat mode. Doesn't take me long to do that. Here we go. Take with a knight, I think. I kind of like this pawn structure. Okay, I'm forked. There we go. This pawn structure here is called biting on granite because the bishop, if it wants to take something, it will die, which is bad for bishops, by the way. If you ever like asked a bishop, what do you want to do with your life? Die is not on the list. So it doesn't want to take these, which means it doesn't going to do anything because this whole diagonal is biting on granite. That's more of a chess term, but we're not really going to play chess, so this is the closest we're going to get. Okay, so let's check him. And now he wants to do this mess up my granite thing. I want to take this rook. And what would only take me 6 moves to do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's not going to notice, right? If I just walk over there? I don't know. So much for biting on granite. I actually have to deal with this issue over here. He gets to mess with my pawns. Oh, I should have just taken him. Oh, I definitely should have just taken him because he can't recapture. Bishops are not nearly that fast. They're sneakier than that. So I failed to win a pawn, is what I would say based on that. Because I could have taken that. He couldn't recapture. I would have an extra Isolani. You know what that means? It's an extra pawn. It's just the way cool people talk. They're like, Isolanis. It's 3 Isolanis to 2. They don't actually say that. Oh, I got brutalized. Oh, that's cool. If I were the other guy right now, I would be so happy. That's what I try to do generally. If I'm in a really bad situation, I try to look around for other people in good situations, and then I just imagine I'm in them. And that works great for chess, by the way. Because in chess, I'm constantly having a reverse. How would you say it? When I do badly, the opponent does well. Something like that. So this we can all celebrate this cool move. He played the check, which allowed him to go super fast, and I cannot recapture with anything because it's not a check in reverse. So I'm totally. Oh, let's run him out of time. Oh, I'm so sorry for you, try hard chess. You were really trying hard, weren't you? You were totally winning by a rook, and if you hadn't run out of time, you would have beat me. That was really close. I've got a challenge right now, but I'm not going to take that right now. I'm going to throw a link in the chat as I said because I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of a lot of words, in case you noticed. And one of them is my word. So we're going to put this link in the chat. And the challenge, by the way, is from Eric002, Eric002. So he's now joined here. So we had the same result in effect, but we went about it in a different way. That's generally what happens if you're like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try, achieving this end result, but I don't want to do it that way. You'll end up doing it. You'll end up getting that same result a different way. That's not really what I meant to say. My mind's not working at tip-top shape. I think it's the water. I think it's the water. I think it's the water. I've definitely mastered that phrase. If that's all you need to hear right now, then I can meet your needs. I think it's the water. But if you need something else said to you right now, like, you get away from that toxic person and don't look back, I can't tell you that. Sorry. Oh, my bishop can't go very fast. I can't even get close. Like, oh, I'm almost there. Oh, I'm almost there. And then it's like, where's my shift key? Oh, I'm red and bloody. That's what the shift is for. By the way, if you ever want to make red arrows on a chessboard at lichess.org, hold down the shift key while right-click dragging, and you'll have those red arrows. Glad to be of service to you. They're not useful for anything, but you can have them. That's good. So he took that pawn. I cannot recapture. Feeling bad about that, but I'm going to find something good about this in the future. Later on. Right now, everything seems bad, but I have faith that someday I'll think of something that cheers me up. Not going to happen right now. Okay, I see a bunch of question marks in the chat. A guy with a snowflake for a username says, question mark, question mark, question mark. That's cool. He speaks that language where you don't have the font. So everything's a question mark. You ever had that happen? Well, if you're old, you have, because back in the 1990s, if you went on the internet and they were writing in Chinese, you just get a bunch of question marks. Because who has UTF-8 fonts on their computer in the 90s? Nobody. Well, nobody who's me. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you even know what UTF-8 is? Never mind. It's 8. It's 8. What does the 8 even mean? Is it 8 bits? Because ASCII's 8 bits. So that's not any more than ASCII, but UTF-8 is definitely more than ASCII. This must sound very strange to people who have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'm a computer guy, so I can make up weird stuff all day long. That sounds weird. But those who know what I'm talking about realize how stupid I am. Fortunately, there's only a few people like that in the world. Unfortunately, they're all watching this show. I found that generally speaking, because I have a higher IQ, I don't have a super IQ. I don't say I have a super high IQ, but I have a higher IQ. I'd definitely say it's over 100. Then the smarter people tend to watch me. What I've noticed is you're watching me and you're super smart. So overall, it's smart people who watch this show, and then I can't get away with stuff. Like I'm talking about stuff. Half of the people in the chat are also software developers. I program computers for a living, and everybody else does too. I don't know why that is. I guess just dumb people find the show boring, and only smart people can see the super insights that I provide. I don't know why, but for some reason, I seem to attract those people who definitely know the difference between ASCII and UTF-8. I mean, the people who watch this show know the difference between 7-bit ASCII and 8-bit ASCII, because you can put the entire span of useful characters in 7-bit ASCII. The other bit is just for like pipe shapes so that you can draw squares on your screen, okay? And they know that. They know that. Almost nobody knows that, but everyone who's watching knows that. And then they know the difference between UTF-8 and UTF-16 and all this stuff. And they're like, oh, I use little endian UTF-16. That's my favorite. No one else knows. I mean, just the viewers and me, of course. Yeah, I definitely know about little endian. My cousin was a little endian, actually. So I haven't been watching the chessboard. Usually that's the way I run this show. Like first I look at the chessboard, then I just talk for a while, and then I look back. It's as if someone else is playing the chess game. So let's see what's happening here. Someone else has allowed a knight into the middle of the board, and I can't chase it away with any pawns. There's no pawns that can chase that knight away. That's super bad, in case you're wondering if that's good or bad. I'll just let you know right now that's bad for me. But it's great for my opponent. So let's just look on the bright side. That's called an outpost, by the way. Now, what else we have going on here is, trying to bring some pieces into the game. I have developed my rooks in a very excellent fashion. You can see they're now ready to go do something. So I think I'll try to open this up over here on the queen side. Uh-oh. He can just take my bishop for free. That's bad. He's going to run out of time. That's my saving grace. Oh, he didn't run out of time. Did you see the zeros in there for a long time? That's my lag. I couldn't even see that he'd moved. I'll give him some time. I don't know. I don't know why you'd have a chess show where everyone just runs out of time over and over and over. I guess that's why no one watches this show. But overall, this sucks. Wow, this knight is so powerful because it's a knight, which is, as we just discussed, one of the best pieces in this game, in this new chess variant. Like my queen can't move here, here, or here, or here, or yeah, so it can't enter the fray, if you know what I mean. I definitely don't want to use my king, because if it gets checked, it activates his pieces like nothing else. So let's not allow that. So the end result is I can do nothing. We've heard a message in the chat that somebody cheated. Let's take a look here. Anybody see the cheat? When did it happen? So far, no cheats. I have 10 seconds to find the cheat. I have to be super fast here. Oh, was it that bishop right there? No. Oh, I have 3 seconds. Find the cheat. Find the cheat. I'm going to find it later. Help. Oh, yeah, it's me time. Okay. Find the cheat. Help. Everyone knows the cheat except me. Did I take that bishop? Did I take that picture? Oh, I'm such a cheater. Oh, usually takes me. I usually takes like 4 games before I cheat. But in this episode, I cheated. Whoops! Why did I do that? I cheated in the third game. I am exceeding myself in my cheat abilities. That's fantastic. Fortunately, my opponent is proposing a take back. Oh no, is he gonna want to rewind the game all the way back? Now I know why no one watches this show. Because you're gonna have to watch the chess games in reverse. Most of my opponents do not do this to me, but Eric has a high standard for accuracy. I mean, some people, they're like, there's something wrong in the world. That's okay. I'll just eat cheese. But Eric, he's like, there's something wrong in the world. I had better get on that internet and correct that guy. Okay. Look at that. I have 30 seconds because in this alternate universe, I have 30 seconds. I'm hoping that I'll just go here. I'm hoping that he still pushes this pawn because that really released the Kraken, if you know what I mean. And with the pawn here, yes, that's very good. Because with the pawn here and the knight covering here, the pawn attacking here and here, and here, you know, all those heres combined made for a very sickly situation for me. So I definitely appreciate the fact that he replayed his blunder. Okay, Eric, don't run out of time. That would be so anticlimactic. Extremely, 100% anticlimactic. Yeah, so there's some people, they hear someone who's wrong, and they're like, gotta fix this right now. Like I was sitting with a man yesterday. I wasn't too close to him because I'm not that kind of person. And he said to me, you know, there's scientific evidence that humanity has gone extinct and then re-evolved about 15 times on the earth. he said, we've reached this level of technology 15 times, or give or take, you know. And my eyes got kind of big because I hadn't even heard that theory. I was going to say conspiracy theory, but we'll just go with theory. I hadn't heard that theory before. And then he says, and they found 15-foot skeletons of people from previous evolutionary extinctions. Okay. So I also hadn't heard that before. So I immediately felt an urge to say, you might want to double check your sources. But because I am so okay with other people being wrong, I excellently just said, oh. And then later on, I went on the interwebs and thought, I think what I'll do here is check these sources. So what I did first was I searched for the world's largest skeleton, human skeleton, and I found some pretty good photoshops. Overall, my conclusion was the largest human skeleton ever found, complete skeleton, is in the 6 foot something range because it's hard to find those, like 6'8" or something. But there have been larger people. In fact, that was cool for my opponent. How was that? Too bad. I wonder if I should make good chess moves or if I should just talk about skeletons. What do you guys like more? Seriously? Because it's one or the other. I mean, you can have me focus on the chessboard, or you can listen to stories of 11-foot skeleton. Oh, I win again. That's fantastic. I'll send him a frown just to show that I commiserate with him. You know, he did get second place, but overall, I feel bad for him. Eric, that was unfortunate. You deserved that win since you were actually watching the chessboard while I talked about skeletons. So the largest legitimate bone was like probably of a guy who's 11 feet tall. There's something called giantism, which is, I think something goes wrong with your pituitary gland and your body just doesn't stop growing, which by the way, it sounds great. Like I'm going to be the biggest person on the planet, but actually there's some side effects. It's not really, just for example, you're really tall. Like you don't want that. So it's bad, but there are some tall people who have died in the past. But what I did not find was a species of 15-foot tall primate. Okay. So in case you are one of those people, oh, did I cheat? Did I cheat? Oh, how would I cheat? Come on. Just because my name's ChessWhiz, I would never cheat. Especially not against you, Eric. We've been playing for years, by the way. You just joined the game, but we've been playing and playing and playing. What's wrong with the take back button? There we go. I think I cheated. I think I moved my bishop like this. Take back declined. Did I cheat? Oh, I didn't cheat. Well, what's the big deal? Huh, huh. I thought you cheated. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, people think that all the time. In that case, I'm not going to make the move I was going to make. So there. So I want to travel back into that scenario yesterday, sit next to that guy again and say, I don't think you're correct. I don't think that there were 15 evolutionary trees reaching this level of technology, followed by extinctions. And I don't think there were 15-foot primates roaming the earth. But I missed my chance. But I'm okay with that. Some people would be really bothered. Oh no, there's a person somewhere who's wrong about something. but I'm okay with that. That's actually the secret to happiness, by the way, is to be okay with other people being wrong. Because if you're not okay with that, you're going to be stressed, man, because almost everyone is wrong about almost everything. Can I fork this guy in the face? Let's do that. Whew. I argue on the internet extremely, extremely selectively. Oh, I can't really defend this pawn, can I? That's too bad. Most people, I just let them be wrong, man. Just let them be wrong. It's much better for your health. When I get here, I'm going to get forked. Maybe. I'm working on this here. Oh, he's on the queen side. Let's destroy him. This is good. This is good. It's easy to think that most people are wrong about almost everything. What's hard to think is that I also am wrong about almost everything. That's what's hard to think. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and the guy was saying that the concept of self is an illusion. He was saying, you're not really you, like observing everything and making decisions. Instead, it's more like there's a bunch of different I didn't understand, so I'm not going to try. Anyway, he was saying that it's an illusion. I didn't think it was an illusion. I was like, yeah, I'm no illusion. I'm right here. And so I was definitely in disagreement about that. But the result of that is that one of us was wrong. Either he was wrong in his statements or I was wrong in my statement. It's going to take me 5 moves to double up these rooks. That seems like a waste of time. Maybe I should pull this knight back, pawn storm the guy, move the rooks later. Although I guess it's going to take 2 moves because I'm a ninja. You know why I named this ninja chess, by the way? Because there's this awesome TV show that doesn't exist called Ask a Ninja. You should check it out. Ask a Ninja. Look up the Ask a Ninja Omnibus. If you're just going to watch one little short video, you should do that. I thought it was good. And if you don't do that, that's fine. You actually shouldn't do that because you're a guy on the internet is telling you to do it. Let's be honest, there's a lot of guys on the internet. You can't trust all of them. In fact, you can't trust any of them. So don't sweat it. Okay, my pawn storm is going great. Now I open this up, which just loses a pawn for nothing. And then I come at him. I come at him, bro. I'm going to have trouble. Oh, this is check. This is great. Okay, so it's check so I can actually move there. Because I have trouble getting past this square. Definitely having some different troubles here on this chessboard. Overall, I kind of like this attack. Okay, he's covering his situations with his situation coverer. I'm coming 1 square at a time here. Give me time. Here comes the other rook. This is so stupid. Where else on the internet are you going to see such stupid chess? I mean, if you search Google for stupid chess, it's not this stupid. This is stupider than you can even find with a cursory search for stupid. That's check, so I can do it. Wasn't that cool? Oh, his knight's going to show up right here. It's going to annoy me to no end. I'll be so annoyed in the future. In future, my annoyance will reach its peak. Okay, what's wrong with your brain, ChessWhiz? I wonder if he wants to give me a take back on that one. So in my head, his knight was already here. Okay, that's my excuse. Think, he says in the chat. I don't know when he said that because I don't read things. Think. He's giving me a take back because Eric is a good friend of mine, and he realizes that if I just lose that rook, my show's going to really be a bad show. He wants to upgrade it to a kind of okay show. LNOL, that's not what I meant to say. I'll just say lots of love here because that's really what LOL stands for. If you ever see LOL on the internet, you should understand that the person who typed that is sending you lots of love. That's an important message for you. Now let's also ask him, may I please have my rook back? It would warm my heart in the figurative sense. I hate being such a literalist. You really can't say anything without giving a caveat because he'd be like, your heart's the same temperature, man. I'd give you 100 rooks and your heart wouldn't warm up. That's what I do all the time. I correct people all the time. It's a personality trait. I'm sure you do too, since the people who watch this show are super weird like I am. I mean, when you hear someone say, I'll be there in 2 seconds, and you're like, 1, 2. Why aren't you here yet? It's just a personality. You got to forgive yourself. You got to tell other people to forgive you because that's not the way you're supposed to live. You're supposed to be like, oh, 2 seconds is a way of saying a short time. I'm just going to continue to request takebacks until I get my rook. It worked. Yes, it's called asking until you receive. It's a pretty good strat. Okay, so I'm hosting another way now because he could just move here and fork me. So let's get the bishop out of here. Let's go this direction because that's a super useless bishop. This might be a little better. Wow, Eric's good at this chess variant. He's very good. Yeah, so it turns out you're not supposed to take everything literally. News flash. You will be a more pleasant person if you don't take everything literally. Now, if I were to post that on the internet, there's a lot of non-autistic people on the internet for whom that message would be useless. But fortunately, my show is like 90% autistic viewers. So you guys can make great use of that message. What's going to happen if he... What's going to happen? I don't know. Oh, let's just get forked again. Who cares? Actually, rooks are worse than knights. So if he takes my rook, what a mistake. If he forks me and then he takes... Oh, but he can take my bishop. Man, this was one of the worst moves I've made today. Walking into an even bigger fork. If you guys are confused, if you just joined, we're playing special rules here. So I'm actually going to offer for him to take my rook because knights are better than rooks. So we'll see how that goes. Check. Knights are better than rooks. That's the twist here. I'm going to put my bishop right here. Here's some time. He's been so polite. Let's pin his queen to his king. That's a good move, I think. Queen can't move. That would be check. For you chess beginners out there, this is called a pin, where the... Oh, he wants a free take back. That's fair. That's fair. I had one. Where the lesser value piece can't move because the larger value piece is behind it. A pin and a skewer are so similar. And the weird thing is that if you attack 2 pieces of the same quality, such as 2 rooks, it's called a skewer. But it should be called... I don't know, a sandwich? I have no idea what it should be called. Not a skewer. Because a skewer is the front piece has to move so that you're, let's say this is a skewer height, so that you can take whatever's behind. So like they have to move out of the way and you take whatever's behind. That's a skewer. Now, if they're the same kind of piece, like 2 rooks, you're not skewering nothing because what's happening here? Someone's got to play some chess moves. You know, because they don't have to move out of the way. They would lose the same thing if they move. So I don't think that should be called a skewer, but it is. That's my pet peeve of the minute. Now, a pin is where the less valuable piece is in front. So, oh, that's checkmate. Amazing, Eric 002. You're amazing. You are amazing. You are so amazing. He just adds me time so I can stare at the checkmate for a little bit longer. Why don't I just resign? Because I can't block this check because that's not checking him. Wow, this is a cool chess variant. If you want to try a chess variant that's stupid for 90% of the time and then bam, interesting and over at the same time, you should try this one, Ninja Chess. It was made up by a guy and then I named it, so that's pretty cool. I'm actually going to call the show today because when I said I wasn't thinking clearly, I really am not thinking clearly, and I don't want to risk saying something stupid on the internet. That would be a huge, huge mistake. So I'm just going to stop talking right now and avoid that. But if you enjoyed this show, you can look back at the other 470 episodes of ChessWhiz TV. I don't think you've watched all of them because if you had, you'd be an old man. And you're not that old. You're not as old as I am, for example. So there's time still. You can go watch an earlier episode. I recommend one of the ones that are 3 digits because those earlier ones are super bad and the later ones are just kind of bad. So go for those instead. Go watch that instead of this. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next week. This has been ChessWhiz TV. Thanks for watching.